All right, guys, hope you're doing good. In this video, I'm going to be going over how to follow up effectively after setting an appointment, and of course, how to ensure that you get the appointment by following up, right? So first, I want you to understand why it is important to follow up after setting an appointment, such as one, it shows that you are interested in the potential customer and their needs. It helps to build rapport and trust. It increases the chances of the potential customer showing up for the appointment. And really, the problem that many appointment setters face is how to follow up effectively and avoid really just coming across as pushy or annoying, right? Now, before I get into the video, right, my name is Duno Clenor. I'm the founder of the Prime Setters program, where we help 9-to-5ers and really just people that are, stuck in that 9-to-5 job grind, right, elevate their lives and become more financially free by becoming leveraged appointment setters so that they can consistently earn an extra $3,000 to $8,000 a month from their phone or laptop anywhere in the world, right? Now, for one, I already went over some of the problems, right? So some of the common mistakes that appointment setters make when following up are not following up at all, following up too soon or too late, being too salesy or pushy, right? And the steps involved in just following up effectively or after setting an appointment, right, is typically, I'll keep it simple and then I'll go more in depth, right? You can send a thank you note or email, right? You can confirm the appointment details, right? You can answer any questions that the potential customer may have. You can provide additional information or resources that may be helpful. You can ask if there is anything else that you can do to help, right? So those are a few ways that, you can follow up effectively after setting up an appointment. Now, let's go more in depth, right? So for one, here's a quick little sequence that you can follow, right? Sequence 1, sequence 2, sequence 3, right? And then I'll also go into some pretty more advanced ways to follow up, right? So sequence 1, let's say you booked a call, right? Or maybe you haven't booked a call. You're just checking in, right? You have your first check-in, you see how they're doing and how things are going. Hey, how's it going? Blah, 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 right? Second check-in, you see how they are and how things are going, right? Now, this is days apart. It can be a week apart also, up to you, right? Third check-in, you can share a YouTube video or any form of content, which would be an article that explains more about you, your company, or your services, right? Or the company that you're working for if you're an appointment setter watching this video, right? The fourth check-in, you see how things are going for them, again, right? And the fifth check-in, you share some case studies if you haven't already, right? Now, before I get into the other sequences, you can do this with email. You can do this with cold calling. You can do this with DMs. You can even do it with text messages if you have that open line of communication with the prospect, right? Sequence 2 for follow-ups, right? The first check-in, you can see how they are and how things are going. The second check-in, you can share a YouTube video or anything that explains more about you, your company, or your services. The third check-in, you share another YouTube video or any form of content, which would be an article that explains more about you, your company, or your services. Now, you don't necessarily need to be confirming that they watched it or that they read it, right? But guess what? You send it, cool. A couple days later, you send another one. Hey, I think this video might be helpful. Check it out when you get a chance. A week later, you might send another one, right? Fourth check-in, you see how things are going for them. Hey, how's it going? Haven't heard from you in a while. Now, this could be 4 weeks. This could be 5 weeks, right? This could be months apart, right? It all depends on the level of prospect and how warm they are to your company, to the company, as well as how large your company is and how large their company is, and you're trying to close that deal. Sometimes these big deals are months apart, right? Fifth check-in, you see how things are going for them, right? Sixth check-in, you share another YouTube video or any form of content, which would be an article that explains more about you, your company, or your services, right? You see how there's a bit of a pattern, right? And the seventh and final check-in for sequence 2 is you share some case studies if you haven't already, right? Now, let's get into sequence 3, right? You see each sequence follows a similar pattern, but as we increase the length of time, we start to add more and more resources, more and more testimonials and case studies, and more check-ins, right? So this third sequence, right, this is the final sequence. Your first check-in, you can share a YouTube video or anything that explains more about you, your company, or your services. The second check-in, you share another YouTube video or any form of content, which could be an article that explains more about you, your company, or your services. The third check-in, you share another YouTube video or any form of content, which could be an article that explains more about you, your company, or your services. Fourth check-in, you send another YouTube video or any form of content, which would be an article that explains more about you, your company, or your services, right? The fifth check-in, you see how things are going for them, right? Now, this could be months apart. This could be 5 months. This could be over 5 weeks. This could also be over 5 days if they are engaging with you, right? 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, right? Up to you, right? And then sixth check-in, you send another form of content. Seventh check-in, you share some case studies if you haven't already. Eighth check-in, you see how things are going for them, and you repeat until you get to the stage where you either book a call with them or they block you, right? Literally, you follow up until they die, right? Or you die, right? That's the key to following up. Now I'm going to be going more in depth, right? I know the video is going a little bit quick, but I'm trying to get you guys to truly understand why following up is key, and following up is what's going to get you the deal, right? So you always keep in mind, right? You follow this until they are interested in booking another call with each follow-up, right? The goal is to see where they are at, what questions they might have, and if they are still interested in working with you or not, right? You can mix up the sequences based on the prospect or based on what you have, right? Some prospects may not need this many follow-ups, and keep in mind that these follow-ups are spaced out and could be weekly, monthly, or even every other month, etc., right? Also keep in mind that if they follow you or if they are subscribed to your YouTube or email list, that's a great way to continue to nurture them without actually following up, right? So a good quote again to keep in mind is follow up until they are dead or until you are dead. Most people tend to book a call or at least want to work with you or choose to work with you once you followed up at least 3, 4, 5 times, right? So now let's go into a more in-depth scenario for following up with a prospect, right? So this is some of the strategies that we're implementing right now, right? This is the Instagram strategy, this is the Facebook group strategy, and this is the email strategy. They're all coordinated, right? But I have them split up here. So Instagram, shout outs, funneled to a main account. Prospects watch content, they engage, we spark a conversation, we send them to our Facebook group, right? And or they either book a call on Instagram, right, because we're following up, or we invite them to our Facebook group, right? Now, the purpose of the Facebook group is to feed them even more content, right? Because they're seeing content on Instagram, they're also going to be seeing content in our Facebook group, right? Now, they join the Facebook group, great. They request to join. We accept them into the group. We also get their email, right? And we add them to our email list, right? In Facebook, we start a conversation as soon as possible. We gain permission to send them assets. We tag them on posts that we create. We find inefficiencies, right? We share how we solve the problem. We offer a call. If they're interested in the call, great. Call is booked. If they are not interested in the call, cool. They keep seeing content and we're following up, right? We're following those same sequences, but they're also still seeing content. Now, what tends to happen is when someone follows us, they also go over to YouTube and subscribe, right? So YouTube is also going to be nurturing them. So now we have them on Instagram, we have them on Facebook, and we've just collected their email because they joined the Facebook group. So with email, we're following a similar process. We add them to active campaign list, and then they are seeing a 6 to 12 email sequence to, again, book a call, right? So we have CTAs for walkthrough session inside of each email. And then, of course, the call is then booked. If not, they're just going to keep seeing content until they book a call, right? Or they remove themselves from our list. They leave the group. They unfollow. on Instagram, they unsubscribe on YouTube, and or they block us and tell us to stop reaching out. All right. And a pattern that you can follow when it comes to I'll say reaching out is you can follow up every 4 hours, and you can do 13 follow-ups a week. It all depends on how engaged the prospect is with you and your company and so on, right? I don't think I'm gonna go over this. So that's it, guys. That's it for this one. Now, if you are someone who is tired of your current situation, and maybe you are tired of really just starting business after business and seeing no clear success, or maybe you just want to be able to support the ones you love or make some extra money on the side for vacations, emergencies, and whatever, right? Make sure to subscribe and click the link below to book a free strategy call, with me and my team to see if we're the right fit to work with you to help you finally start making money online and living life on your terms as a leveraged appointment setter, right? We don't offer the program to everyone who books a call. We only offer it if we think we can help you. That's the purpose of the call. Again, if you don't know what a leveraged appointment setter is, you're not someone who's just doing warm inbounds leads on Instagram, right? You're able to do cold DMs. You're able to do cold calling. You're all able to do cold email, right? The more efficient you become at all three, the more money you are going to make, and the easier your life will be when it comes to financial matters. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Talk to you soon.